Hi everyone! Today we're going to talk about Franz Joseph Haydn. So really quick, I want to review about him before we jump into anything new. So March 31st, 1732 is when he was born in Austria. He lived with a relative at 6 years old who was a schoolmaster and choirmaster, where he learned harpsichord, violin, and sang in the choir. In 1739, he was brought to a guy named George von Rutter, where he got to work for 9 years. And in 1761, he worked for a very well-off family that lived in a palace that allowed him to work for 30 years and financially supported him for that long. And the family's name was Esterhazy. Okay, so let's jump into some new information here. So Haydn returned to Vienna in 1795 and took up his former position with the Esterhazys, who I just mentioned, but only part-time. At this point, he was well known in Vienna, and when he wasn't at home composing or creating music, he was making a lot of public appearances. With his health failing, he unfortunately passed away at age 77. And Haydn is remembered as the first great symphonist and composer who invented the string quartet. A huge creator of the classical style, Haydn had the same amount of fame and influence as Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, his student Ludwig van Beethoven, and many others. Haydn was considered to be among the creators of the foundational styles of classical music and influenced many other composers as well. Haydn's most well-known student was Ludwig van Beethoven, and his musical style was preferred over the music of other composers at that time, such as Schubert, Mendelssohn, and Brahms. So Haydn's accomplishments, a little bit about him. So Franz Joseph Haydn was a very famous composer that wrote many pieces during the classical period. He is considered to be the father of the symphony and the father of the string quartet. He wrote more than 100 symphonies and more than 80 string quartets. Haydn also produced many masses, which is music that is played in the choir for church, piano sonatas, dances, marches, and many other compositions. Haydn's works were cataloged or put together by a guy named Anthony van Hoboken, who put them all by style and genre instead of in order of when they were written, which isn't typical or normal. Okay, so fun, quick little cartoon here to kind of illustrate or show you what a string quartet looks like. Some silly guys. So you'll notice how it says violin 1, violin 2, viola, and violin/cello. So typically this is what you will see in a string quartet. Now this piece we're going to listen to today is called the String Prussian Quartets, or it's also known just as the Prussian Quartets, or Opus 50 number 5, also called the Dream. Now the string quartet, Opus 50, was composed by Haydn in 1787. The set of 6 quartets were dedicated to King Frederick William II of Prussia. For this reason, the set is commonly known as, like I mentioned earlier, Prussian quartets. Now, each of the 6 quartets in the set has 4 movements, and in each case, the movements are ordered in a fast, slow, minuet, fast sequence. So it has a certain way of sounding each time so that you know that he's doing it the same. Now, the set was Haydn's first complete set of quartets since Opus 33 set of 1781. While the Opus 33 set was written for the public, the Opus 50 set is more serious and experimental. And it's because of the Opus 50's creative character that other sets of Haydn's quartets have gotten more attention from performers. So let's take a listen. We're not going to do the whole thing, but I'm just going to show you a short clip to just kind of give you an idea of what it sounds like. The whole piece itself is much longer, so we're not going to listen to the whole thing. All right, here we go. Okay, so we get the idea. It has a lot of repetition in there. And so anyway, I didn't want to show the whole thing because it's super long, but I did want to show you a clip. So I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for listening and watching along with me. And I will see you next time.